Well, I know we're here for a press conference, and I think it's great, but, I'll first start off with the, God, so this is year 19. It was, was I Maryland for 5 years? So that's 24. So 25 years ago, I bought my Honda snowblower at Minnesota. It was a investment of $400-$500, and for 25 years, it has started on the second pole, except for today. It was a sad day. I've made my call to the mower shop down on Preston Highway, and hopefully they're going to be open today when we're finished so I can take it in. 25 years of 2 poles, and that thing started up. I do mine, my neighbors. There's joy, and then there's snow blowing, and I absolutely love it. But unfortunately, I had to use the shovel today, and got the driveway so we can get the cars out. And then I did make the swipe for the Amazon man, because he seems to be stopping by often. The last thing I needed was a lawsuit for him slipping on the snow, trying to say that I didn't have a path. So that's the big news of the day. Snowblower's out, but hopefully we can get it fixed. All right, I appreciate y'all showing up. We'll go from there. Now, big game here on Thursday night. Really looking forward to the opportunity to get back out there and play. I know our kids are excited. It's one of those games where it's in the start of our exam week. Today is our reading day, and then we've got kids with exams Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then part of next week. But they're excited about this opportunity to compete against an outstanding South Carolina team. So if any of you have any questions, feel free.
Just can't get away from Tanaya Latson, played her at Florida State, now she's at South Carolina. What are some similarities or differences in the way that you see South Carolina use her as compared to how she was used at Florida State?
Well, she's scoring the ball still. I mean, she's at 17 points a game. She's shooting 54% from the field, 50% from 3. Her volume of shots aren't the same. Obviously, she's not shooting as much, but that's one of the things that you look for in a player is, it's the efficiency of what you do things at. Scoring 20 points a night, sure, it looks good, but if you're taking 30 shots to do it, it's not that impressive. Everybody should. And now, doing what she's doing at South Carolina, not taking as many shots, shooting a higher percentage from the field, 50% from 3, 78 from the free throw line, and then she's got 26 assists to 16 turnovers, is really impressive. It's showing that, she doesn't have to be a high volume shooter in order to score. So we know we're going to have to make sure we find her, make things as difficult as we can. She loves to play downhill. She loves to get to the basket. So we've got to try to do everything we can to keep someone between her and the basket. But they're a great team. I mean, with Joyce and Medina, they've got great size, and then Tessa Johnson and Raven are kids that are shooting the ball extremely well from 3 as well. So we're going to have our hands full, but our kids are excited for it.
Jeff, how much are you still kind of tweaking lineups and finding who mixes well? And are there messages being sent with any lineups you put out there?
No, we're not sending any messages at all. We're just trying to figure out who performs better coming off the bench, who performs better as a starter. And it's not a bad thing. I mean, everybody looks at, if you start. it's what production are you getting done while you're playing? The years that we had Liz Dixon here, we brought Liz off the bench. Liz was a kid that she liked to see the game for the first three or four minutes of it, and then performed extremely well coming off the bench. So, I've talked to Raina about, you look at her stats when she starts compared to her stats when she comes off the bench, there's no comparison. There's a drastic difference in those two. Now, would I love to see her put the performance up as a starter? Of course. But if she's more comfortable and has better results coming off the bench, then she's going to come off the bench. So we try to figure out what's the best for the player and then what's going to be the best for the team. So we're not trying to send any messages to anyone. I'm just trying to figure out what's going to be best for our team to give us the best chance to win.
Kind of on that same note, Reagan seems like she's getting an increased role with each passing game. Can you talk about how she's progressed this season thus far?
Yeah, she's done a really nice job. I mean, she's come in, she's rebounded the ball well. She's been active at the defensive end, and she's somebody that I've talked to her about it. Like, I need her to be able to make open shots. I'm not asking Reagan to create. I'm not asking her to blow by somebody and try to draw two defenders. But when she gets an open look, she's got to be able to make 45% on when nobody's guarding her. And that's what she's been doing. She's been now making open shots. And that's really been an Achilles heel for us. We haven't made open shots. And that's where we've got to get to. If you make a tough one, great. But I'm talking drive in, kick out, you're open, you've got to knock them down. And that's something we've had some struggles with. So I'm looking for that person. Who can I count on to do that? So, I'm not sure who I'm going to start on Thursday yet. To see how our 2 days of practice go here. Because I am a believer, what you do in practice matters. So we'll see how that goes, and then we'll see what Thursday night looks like.
Don's been so much to South Carolina and the sport of women's basketball. Just talk about her impact on the game.
Yeah, Don's been great. I had the opportunity to be an assistant for her on a USA team. I really enjoyed that experience. She's done a great job recruiting. It's the name of the game is getting players. And she's done a fantastic job of that since she's been at South Carolina. And we're going to have an opportunity to compete against a list of great players, some that we tried to recruit as well, and see what takes place. But yeah, Don has done a great job. I mean, I think they've been to 6 or 7 straight Final Fours. I mean, it's really had tremendous success, and our kids are looking forward to this opportunity.
Jeff, when going through your scouting and preparation for the South Carolina game, how much of your overall game plan goes into what you were able to see what Texas was able to do against South Carolina at the Players era?
Well, you have to look at what other teams are trying to do and what other teams have done that have been successful trying to stop them, and then you've got to also look and say, do I have that on my team? Can we try to play the same way defensively as other teams did that had success? And it might not be success throughout the whole game, but success during moments throughout a game. But then you have to be smart enough to also know, okay, can my personnel do that? So we've got to look at what's going to be the best option for us. When we played Baylor years ago, I mean, our best option wasn't to throw the ball in the paint. It was to shoot threes. And so we have to figure out, and that's what we've been doing through film and prep, what is going to give us the best chance to win this game on Thursday night. Sure, we look at what other teams have done, but we're not Texas player by player by player. So we have some strengths that Texas might not. They have some strengths that we don't have. So we have to figure out what's going to be successful, hopefully on Thursday night.
I guess kind of going over that, how much did seeing the size that Kentucky had prepare you for what you're going to see with the Tessa and South Carolina's bigs?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you get the chance, I mean, our UConn game is going to help us. Our Colorado game, playing an ACC game early on as we did, and then Kentucky, a week or so ago, all those games are going to help you. We have to get better at boxing out. South Carolina does an amazing job of getting to the offensive class. A high percentage of their offense comes from putbacks. So we have to put a wholehearted effort into making sure every time they shoot that we put a body on somebody. We're not going to outjump them. It's just we weren't going to outjump Kentucky. So now we have to do a better job of putting a body on somebody and making sure we push back so we can rebound in front of us, not above us.
Jeff, when you have transfers who are just going to be here the 1 year, is the bigger challenge getting them to do things the way you want them done, or getting them to unlearn things they've learned in the last 3 or 4 years, or does it depend on the kid?
Well, it depends on the kid, but as a coach too, you're trying to take what they've learned and hopefully add on to it. I don't think I'm any different than any other college coach that's had success. Like, we're asking them to play hard. Every coach is going to ask their kids to play hard. Make sure you're a good teammate. Make sure you celebrate others. Everything you have to do to be a winning team. And that's what we're trying to get all of our players to do. Laura is a prime example of someone who celebrates her teammates. She enjoys coming to practice every single day. And if she doesn't, you can't tell. She has figured it out, and I've tried to explain to all of these players that have come through here. Some days you have to fake it to make it. You might have just had a crappy day. Woke up, everything's gone bad, called your coffee maker ain't working, it's just terrible. Everybody doesn't need to know it. How can you still go to work and try to put a smile on somebody else's face instead of being what we like to call the energy vampire? And everybody's got to know you've had a bad day. We all work with those. Everybody's got somebody, it's like, oh shit, here they come again. And it's like, hey, we all came through snow this morning. Okay, everybody did. So who's going to be the one that's complaining about it? There's somebody in your office, they're going to be complaining. And it's like, I choose to wake up in the morning, sure, my snowblower didn't start, so I shoveled. But I think it looks beautiful outside. If it's going to be cold, give me snow. And then, woke up extra early because I saw it this morning, and I went downstairs and made a fire, and I was like, man, this is perfect. So it's how you choose to live your life. And that's what we're trying to explain to all these players. Like, everybody's got an issue. Everybody's got a problem. I don't care who you are. Everybody's got something. But the elite people, not the players, the elite people are the ones that don't have to let everybody know what your problem is. And that's what we're trying to make sure all these players understand. If you're here for a year, man, come in and make the most of it. If you're here for 4 years, fantastic. Continue to get better each year. But when you've got one shot at it, why would you not want to come and try to give it everything you got and be positive? So, that's what we try to teach them, because it's a new team each year. You're hoping that you can mold them together. We've had a pretty challenging non-conference schedule from the start. This weekend was great because I was able to give everybody playing time. And we truly, if you come to practice and you work hard, and if there's an opportunity, I'm going to play you. And I'm not just going to play you the last minute of the game. Like, you're going to get significant playing time. Everybody on our team got in the game the first half on Sunday, which I was that kid on the end of the bench once. And I used to laugh going, hey, I can't screw up a 40-point lead. Promise you I can't. And if we're down 40, I can't screw that up either. You know, so I like to try to give them the playing time, and it helps boost morale too. Now on Thursday, I don't know if I'm going to be able to put everybody in the game the first half. You know, it might not happen, and everybody might not even get in the game. But this weekend, hopefully, gives them a little excitement to know, okay, hey, I have to keep working. I got to keep getting better, so I'm ready for these South Carolina games, you know, our North Carolina games, our ACC games. So that's how we try and do things here.
Jeff, how do you feel about, you talked about just the boxing out and being able to put bodies on South Carolina. How do you feel about the team's physicality and just bringing our toughness wise?
You know, we are getting better. Like after our Kentucky game, I thought we got out of the way a few times. We could have taken charges and didn't do it. So we've been working in practice on taking charges. And over our last 3 games, it's shown. I mean, we took more charges over 3 games than we had the entire year. And the kids are now excited about it. You see somebody on our team take a charge, you see the entire bench get excited. Well, that's an important part of the game. And so we're learning, we're getting better each day, and now with rebounding as well. It's you got to make a concerted effort to put a body on somebody and push them back. Anybody else say anything? All right, if I get my snowblower fixed, if you need your driveway done, please holler. I Venmo, I take cash, you know. We do not take checks. All right? So I just want to put that up front. We prefer cash.